Morning, everyone. Today, I was going to show you how I store rice. How you can do this with rice, beans. We use tortilla flour. We use white flour. We use full grain berries, so like red wheat berries, stuff like that. I know they say you shouldn't store, flour for chances of weevils and stuff like that, but if you do the already ground up flour, just make sure that you stick it in the freezer for maybe a day or so. Pull it out because that way it kills everything in there, and then you can store it. But today we're going to be doing rice, so let me show you what's up. When are you going to come be on camera? So this isn't always the most cost-effective way anymore with inflation. Buying buckets and buying, oh my gosh, my mind just totally went blank. The oxygen absorbers, and then buying the rice itself. One of the best options that you can do is actually go to Costco. And there's a way to go to Costco without having to buy their membership. You just buy Costco gift cards and then you can walk in and use those. So saves you a lot of money from, $60 or so from having the membership, and you can go and get all the stuff that you want. But I do like to keep buckets around because I like to store stuff up as I go. I buy the buckets from a veteran-owned company here in the USA. So they do cost a little bit more, but you're helping out someone, that just did an amazing sacrifice for us. So I do very much believe in that. But anyway, back to this. So normally 3 bags will fit within 2 buckets. It's like a bag and a half for each bucket, but it seems pretty simple, but let me just show you what I do.
Bosley, you're so excited.
And this isn't the rice that we normally like to buy, but it's really difficult to get rice right now, so whatever we can get to store for our family, that's what we're going to do. And I want to get as many air pockets out as possible, since the whole point of this is to get the oxygen out. This will store for 20-25 years at least. So even if you're only doing this sometimes, just to start getting yourself some food security, even if you, darn child, even if you do not do the rice in the buckets, maybe when you go to the grocery store, buy an extra can of like spaghetti sauce or beans or something like that. So you're just starting to build up a little bit over time. You don't have to do it all at once. The more you can do, sorry, apparently I can't talk today. The more you can do, obviously, the better. And there's lots of ways that you can store things, like under your bed. You can store a ton of cans under your bed. You can make a table out of the buckets. Get creative with ways to fill up your home with food. Maybe seeing my face is better. Get creative in finding ways to store the food in your home, even if you're in a small space. It's just so important with the way things are to at least have something. So we're almost done with this here. I'm going to tamp it down. Then I have my oxygen absorbers. I buy them in bulk off Amazon, and I keep them in a mason jar. You can keep them in a bag. But I use 2 of the 500 in the bucket. Oops. Now some people make this process really difficult. They're like, oh, get a Mylar bag. Put the Mylar bag in here, in a bucket, then fill it with food, then close it. We'll also have the oxygen absorber in there. It's really just overkill. Like we have rice and beans and all that stuff. When we open it, it's fine. 10 years later, it's fine. So you don't need to go crazy and spend a ton of money and take a ton of time to do this. Alright, so the last thing is we need to put the lid on. Make sure you have a mallet. You can use a regular hammer as well. Just be careful because the regular hammer can crack it. The rubber head is better. If you don't have one, it's fine. You can use a rock, to be quite honest. The other thing though, just make sure that you did buy a lid opener. Now you could probably pry it off with your hands, but good luck and you're gonna seriously hurt when you're done. You get a little lid opener to pry it off, easy peasy. So, let's hammer this down. Let's, oh my gosh, I'm so brain dead today, you guys, I'm so tired. Let's go ahead and mark it so we know what's in here, and then we'll be done. Or not. Watch out, Bosley. Watch out, baby. There we go. You gotta hit it hard. Watch out, babe. Alright, so we have rice. Today is 5/20/22. So that's it. And then we will go ahead and put it with our other buckets of rice. One thing to take note of, well, we also store pancake mix. We do lots of foods that aren't perishable that you can keep for a long time in these buckets. We do mashed potato flakes. No, I don't eat that stuff on the daily, but if things get really bad, you'll at least have something to eat. And when I do stuff like that, I will cut out the instructions and also put it in the bucket. So that way when we open it, we remember, how many parts water or what else is needed to make the thing. With rice, I've made it so many times. I already know. My kids love it, so I don't need to worry about it on this one, but just something to be aware of. So, probably a million videos like this, but I just wanted to share as well something that you can do. I'll put a link in the descriptions for the buckets and the oxygen absorbers, the lid opener, all of that stuff. So if you're interested in doing something like this for yourself, those bags of rice cost about $10. So for $15 in food, maybe $6 for the bucket, and then a few cents for the oxygen absorber. Of course, you buy it in bulk, so it's $60 for, I think it's 6 or 10 buckets. I'll put it in the description. But you buy once, you cry once. You spend the money to buy them all, and then you have them. So it's really not that bad when you break it down per individual item. But anyway, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, because it'll wake me up today. Without you guys doing that, I will be a zombie. So please, have mercy, and have a great day.